Next I'm going to take and mark a point 7/8 inch up from the base. And this is going to be the thickest part or the widest part of the ball. So everything from there down is going to be rounded over, from there up is going to be rounded over. And I want to go around on each side and locate that line. Now we should be at this point where we've got a line drawn, which is going to be the thickest part of that ball. It's so important to keep each one of these steps consistent and accurate and finish each step completely before you go on to the next one. It just keeps everything nice and even and consistent. Next, I'm going to focus on rounding this lower part down to this line that we drew previously. I'm going to start about 1/4 of an inch away from that line and just start gently rounding it down. You want to make sure that it keeps a continuous, gentle curve. You don't want to have any flat spots. I could get away with using probably a number 3 for doing this also, but there's more of a tendency for the number 3, which is almost flat. There's more of a tendency for it to dig in on the sides. So even though the flat tends to leave some facets, some flat surfaces, just real small flat surfaces, it's still probably better than using a slightly curved one. You can try it, and some brands actually have the number 3s is actually flatter than other brands, so you may have a gouge that will do this accurately. But I just use the number 1 mostly. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on where this line is, and just at the very end here I'm going to go all the way down to that line. The inside line that I've drawn on the bottom of the foot is this edge right here. So as I'm rolling it down, rolling it under. Alright, now there's a high spot there, so I just want to gradually blend that in. Now notice after I've done a lot of this, then I'm coming a little bit closer to that line so I don't leave any flat spots there. So it's a nice gradual curve down. Alright, you can see this rounded over area. I'm going to go on to the next side. I start by going all the way down to that line, right at the edge. And then I take this section here that's a little high right there and just smooth that over so it meets this as the actual high spot. Alright, now we've got 2 of these sides finished down at the bottom section here, lining up with this line. The most important thing to look at is really imagine that this claw or this talon is not there, and you want to make a nice smooth line from there to there. So that's a continuous line from there to there. So just imagine that that's not there, and if one of these is higher than the other, then you need to lower that down. But just look at it from that point, and that should be a continuous plane or a continuous line going from there to there. And every once in a while, just feel it to see if there's any high spots. There's one right there. Just going to go over it and remove that. Very small cuts. And I continue to go around and round that down to that line drawn. Okay, there you have it. Just along the bottom section. Now you want to look at it from all angles, make sure that it's nice, accurate, goes up against the line all the way around, and look at it from all different angles. Make sure that there's no flat spots. Now there's some things that I probably will be adjusting once I do the top section, but at this point I think this is a good start.